Alright, so I'm currently trying to platinum every single type of EA game that there is out there, and if I can't do it before the channel hits 1 million subscribers, then my punishment is I have to platinum Fortnite, one of the longest, hardest, and most grindy games of all time. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Anyways, as you all know, or most of you know if you're watching this video, I actually made a Battlefield 4 video about a week ago now, and it wasn't quite received well within my audience, which was kind of expected. Whenever I don't finish a game all the way on the channel, it tends to anger the masses, and boy oh boy did that happen. But the reasoning and why I didn't finish the Battlefield 4 video I posted a week ago was because Battlefield 4 has 5 trophies from the online portion of the game inside of multiplayer. And since it released in 2013, the servers are both trash but also not very populated in today's day and age. I said that, made it very clear, but still all of you claimed and made it known that the game does still have active players, which is kind of true. Oh my god! However, I could not get anyone to help me to do this today, and I know I probably sound like a broken record right now, repeating this over and over. Long story short, reading all of those comments, seeing them in my phone's notifications for a week long was horrible. If you guys don't know, I pretty much read all of the comments I get, which is extremely toxic for my mental health, but I just love you all so much. I care, I really do. And in order to repent for my mistakes, keep the EA challenge going with good faith and solitude, I decided to do a crazy idea that would ensure I could get lobbies and this game's platinum trophy, along with other old game platinums and online trophies in general. So I went out to my local Best Buy, GameStop, and Target, which were all right next to each other in the city I live in, and I bought out their entire PlayStation 5 stock across all of the stores, spending over $3,000 in one day on the same gaming system that I am literally using as a dummy account so I can just make this video, and others within the EA challenge, obviously. I am dedicated, and I don't ever want to see another comment from Ghost the Hidden, Trophies and Stuff, or anyone for that matter saying I failed another challenge. It will not happen. Fortnite will never hear from me. But with that all said, if you didn't get the message, memo, or idea of what I did to platinum this game the fastest, best way possible, I bought 8 PlayStation 5s. 2 of them I already had, but 6 of them were new. Then I hooked them all up to one single monitor, got different accounts on every single one. I went through and purchased a basic PS Plus plan and EA Play membership across all of the consoles, and we were set. I then devised a color coding system with the assistance of my girlfriend, who thought that would be a good idea, and she was so right. So I color coded the PlayStations to their corresponding HDMI cables and controllers that go to them. And with this all set up, I then booted up Battlefield 4 to begin the online trophies again. But this time, I managed to complete them all and platinum Battlefield 4. Please drop a like and subscribe. I am completely broke now. Alright, so beginning the actual part of this video now, instead of the continuous rant that is me explaining how I pissed away $3,000 on a single video for my YouTube channel, I first began the online trophies going down the list of game modes that I need to both play and win for a trophy called Won Them All. Who would have thought a trophy name that has the same description of just winning all of the game modes? Insane creativity in 2013. But the game modes I need to both find lobbies in and also win are in order as Conquest, Rush, Team Deathmatch, Squad Deathmatch, Obliteration, Defuse, and Domination. I first began by just finding a match inside of Defuse, which sounded like the most unpopular one, and I was right. This mode also has a maximum of 4 players inside of it, if I remember correctly. So I went in and console by console, added myself on PlayStation, then joined the empty lobby my account was in until I had a full lobby, or at least enough players to begin the match. And that's one thing I did have to applaud Battlefield 4 for having. Every single game mode only requires 4 people to start, regardless if it's a conquest match or a team deathmatch game mode, which is something a lot of games don't have. But anyways, I did start up this defuse round with a lobby full of me, I guess. And in winning this game mode, all you have to do is just kill all the players or do the objective. You can win by elims though because there is no respawn, so I just did that. Also, I was killing my other accounts with knife takedowns for a trophy called Turnaround that is gotten by performing 5 dog tag kills in multiplayer itself, which just means you must do a knife kill with a takedown animation. Now in the defuse game mode, there's also only 3 rounds you need to win, meaning I could get a maximum of 6 kills with knife takedowns theoretically in this match, and after doing my 5th one, I got that turnaround trophy. Also, I won the match that is now defuse crossed off the list. And since I was already spending thousands of dollars on this video, I thought, hey, why not spend a little more and buy a handgun shortcut pack which unlocks all the handguns in the game for us to use. Why did I do this, you're asking yourself? Well, a trophy in the online requires us to perform 45 kills with the M1911 handgun in multiplayer. And according to the trophy guide on this game, while it is quite outdated, it says you need 34,000 XP for this gun naturally, which is a very long grind, obviously. And money speeds up everything in life, so yes, I bought it and I feel no regrets. The next game mode I did in the list was then Conquest because I did begin to to go down the list in order after doing defuse, more of just as a test run to see if this would actually work, and it obviously does. But during this conquest match, after I did the usual ritual of swapping back and forth across consoles, which by the way does take a considerable amount of time just because navigating Battlefield 4's menus and servers is a bit slow, and sometimes joining myself wouldn't work right away, and I would have to try a few times with each account I was using to get in the matches, but it does work just fine. I also don't believe I ever got kicked for being AFK in any round, just disconnected in general because this game's servers, you know, suck, as I've said. Anyways, I'm ranting again, my apologies. But in this conquest match, I kind of sucked at getting my accounts into it because it started abruptly due to two real people being in the match. I have no idea how, or more importantly, why these two people played out the entire thing. I think in total we each died one time to each other, so it was an insanely boring round. But me, my alt account, Bubba Gump, and some other random dude did end up winning the round, and it was a complete blowout, crossing out one more game mode from the list. Continuing in order, I then began a round of Rush, and this was another very bland game mode, but more than others because Rush does not spawn in your team within boundaries of the enemy team, meaning I couldn't really farm kills on my AFK accounts in a good manner due to them being out of reach. So me and a few other people that did join the match for God knows what reason just played out the objectives, winning easily again because the enemy team composed entirely of AFK people. I then played a round of team deathmatch, and this is when I really did begin to utilize all the PlayStations I had at my disposal. Before, I was only throwing in a few counts because the modes didn't really require many and I couldn't farm kills in a good way. However, team deathmatch in Battlefield 4 is just like any other traditional team deathmatch mode in other video games, and the enemies just spawn in at random on the map that you can access. So I would have my controllers all lined up for however many accounts I had logged into the match, put them all in the same squad so they spawn together, then shoot a bullet or two so they pop up on the minimap, and then run over, wipe them out, wait a few seconds, and just press X on all the controllers, which respawns you in this game, then tap the fire button again, and repeat that process over and over and over. Doing so gives pretty crazy XP. I also did do the farming with the pistol I had to use for the trophy called .45 Old School, and once getting 45 kills, the trophy popped into my lap. The only real annoying part to this method, however, is that other players did occasionally join in. Never a lot of them, but just a handful here and there, and they would steal kills from me, which I know is to be expected because I was playing in a public lobby. But for f***'s sake, I spent $3 grand to make this work, and to have them take the kills from me, it hurt, man. It really did. Also, I know you can rent a server, but for me, it wouldn't work until later on when I restarted my game, so I wasn't able to do that for the time being. However, that would have been a giant help. But anyways, in this team deathmatch, a lot of real people ended up joining near the end, and they actually did get a few kills on us, which is tragic. However, we still won easily because you can't combat an 80% majority AI team. So I won that and then moved on to squad deathmatch. This is just like team deathmatch, except your team is just your squad and not the entire team of people. Again, it functioned the same as the other matches in terms of the boosting method, but me and my friend NLP, who has been assisting me in games for years now, would unfortunately encounter a little bastard named Eric Glazu, who would end up following us through every single other mode left in the list we needed to win. Now, he never won any of them because he's straight shit at this game, and Eric, if you see this video, you. You are an annoying ant who got crushed and will continue to get crushed by me every living breath of this day. But in squad deathmatch, he was annoying and interrupted the flow we had going through the game mode list quite a lot. After getting dogged on a few times, however, he ended up joining our team, and I low-key think he thought we were boys for a second, even going so far as to steal some of my AFK account kills. This is literally like ordering food at a restaurant and some random dude just walks by and takes a piece of your meal and then walks away. That's exactly how it felt, Eric, you motherfucker. Anyways, we won squad deathmatch because, well, you know, we're boosting. It would be sad if we didn't. But the next mode down the list, that being Obliteration, is a much more hard mode compared to any other in this game's multiplayer. And the hardest trophy in the online is also here from delivering and blowing up 5 bombs in this mode. Now, it would have been a breeze if I had a private server, or if this motherfucker Eric didn't follow us around like a little poisonous cancer to ruin the vibe, which he truly did. So after he was camping on a ledge and killed me in the first match, me and NLP just left. Then we restarted another one and he, you know, showed up again like a little bitch. I seriously do not know this person or why, how even that they managed to follow us around this game so much. But ultimately, since NLP is a god at video games and also we used a tank together, it made planting and blowing up a bomb 5 times in Obliteration very, very easy to do. Or at least we were very successful in doing so. Eric, once more, if you see this, you. Also, here's that trophy from getting 5 bombs blown up in Obliteration once I did do so. The final mode I had left to win in was then called Domination, which is another FPS classic mode. Just take the 3 points on the map and it will get you to the score limit for the W. Once I won, the trophy from winning all the game modes in the game then popped, and I now only have 1 left before getting the Platinum. Reached rank 25 in Battlefield 4. Now this sounds easy, and it honestly is. A lot of games with online trophies usually ask for a max level trophy like in Battlefield 1 or Star Wars Battlefront 2, which are both games I've done recently. However, Battlefield 4 just says rank 25, which is not hard to get at all. I also did finally buy a private server, which I don't know how you actually make it private, so people occasionally did join, and I just banned them from it because this is my little corner. Please leave me alone. I spent almost 4 grand to make this work. I would like peace for fuck's sake. But I first began grinding this XP by using a 200% booster that I got given from my pack I opened, which obviously that makes grinding levels insanely easy. I also threw my server into a team deathmatch to start with because it's fast and easy kills. However, I decided to big brain it and throw it on domination instead because there really isn't a kill limit inside of that mode. There sort of is, but it's fucking giant at like 400 kills or something compared to the 100 that is team deathmatch. And I pretty much just sat in my sweaty hot gaming chair surrounded by 8 PlayStation 5s doing that method I was doing earlier. Get all my accounts on the enemy team, spam shoot on all of them to keep the accounts active and not AFK, and also to make them show up on the map. Then I just ran over, got my kills, tried for headshots for more XP, waited a few seconds, then pressed X on all the controls to respawn, and I just repeated that cycle over and over and over. And I'm gonna be completely honest, it didn't really get boring because I was so afraid and stressed out that real people would flood the lobby. Also, Battlefield 4's character animation makes you slightly move even when you aren't pressing forwards, and it made it sometimes look like my AFK accounts occasionally got a mind of their own, which is terrifying. Anyways, long story short, I just sat here and did this for about 2 hours, but I managed to go from like level 4 to 25 in that short amount of time, which would have taken over 50 hours on launch of this game, and I am extremely happy with my investment into the ItsIlusion land system that I now have, and I will be using it again very, very soon. But once reaching rank 25, I got the trophy and the Battlefield 4 Platinum Trophy pop. So that was the Battlefield 4 Platinum Trophy experience, the complete edition. Also, I take back my previous comments about not doing online trophies for older games. There is no longer any excuses I can use, and I will be completing them. So you guys can expect a Battlefield Hardline and Star Wars Battlefront videos soon now that I can boost both games, and yeah. I know this may be considered cheating by some, but I am not using any sort of exploits, glitches, or third-party softwares to get these trophies. Simply just a ton of consoles, wasted money, and anyone can do it if you really want to. It's also no different than boosting as normally. In fact, this method is probably far more time-consuming because I have to go onto each console myself and load them into the lobby every time. Anyways, with that said, I'm sure people will still find a way to complain, like always. But hey, thanks for watching.